and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I'm working on my Heaven and Earth design, and this is my mini beautiful light chart. This is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It has 15 colours and it will turn out to be 46 by 82 centimetres. I am currently 13.32% into it. I've got a bit to go. So I did actually get a little bit up here done and this first section up here done by having it out in the dining room, on the dining table in the conservatory, because I have 0 other paintings that I am currently doing until I have dekitted all the paintings that have been completed recently. So I am purely doing this one in what I call my spare time, and then I have the Flying Feathers painting that I'm currently doing in my extra WIP Chats. I'm trying to get through comments, plus I enjoy doing them, but I'm also in turn creating more comments, so it's a bit of a vicious circle, but at the minute it's working for me. It is longer videos, but I'm starting to filter in a few different things that need to get done. So if you saw yesterday's video, I finished up my spare storage. I will be bringing back the tips and tricks videos soon, and they are a lot shorter videos. They're a lot quicker for me videos. I might start filtering them in once a week or so, build up speed a bit more, and I'd still need to do the sit down and go through what tips and tricks videos I want to do for sort of the next batch, and I think it's that stopped me so far. But I have been planning on, I'm doing a logbook update this week, so I was getting the pictures ready for that. I'm going to have a little mini sort of rejig of how my logbook works, though it's still going to be the same. It's the same but different. You'll have to watch it. I'm also going to update it with the new paintings that I've finished. I want to make sure that all that information's updated, and I actually prefer working on them once a month. It works better for me. But I'm going to do another section of this Heaven and Earth Designs for my Sunday of WIP and Chat before I go back to doing some more of my Flying Feathers through the week. I do want to say a thank you already to Mystery Person. Somebody has sent me, they put their postcode on, but I've not gone searching. But I have got a little card and a gift to be opened on my birthday. So thank you ever so much already to who sent that, because I will open it on my birthday. But I actually film on a weekend and my birthday's midweek. I didn't want to forget to say thank you to somebody because, you know, I'd slept since opening the gift. So thank you ever so much. If I remember, next Sunday's WIP and Chat, I will let you all know what I got. Oh, I hadn't chosen to highlight. So yeah, I'm working on my mini beautiful light. I've done some. It's been a little bit different doing some sort of on the dining table in the conservatory. I've not had as many days or as many sessions getting it done. It is a flat. I tend to work on this diamond painting flat because I need the tablet at the same time, whereas my other diamond paintings I work on my easel. I need to do this on my dining table because of the fact that I need to have this visible as well, and my small table doesn't really work for me to have both visible. So it's not been as easy on the likes of my back and my neck. It's actually a lot easier to do it here where I'm filming because this is a standing my desk in my craft room is like standing desk height, so it's not causing anywhere near as much leaning on my neck and my back. But I have got a good couple of sections done. I am going to continue with it in the next week or so. It's actually making me, in effect, the fact that I do end up with a little bit of neck ache or something after doing, you know, if I decided to do 2 sections at once instead of just doing 1, it will give me neck ache. So it's actually helping me to vary up what I do in the evening, to sort of do a little bit of diamond painting, but also try and get some other tasks, jobs, things done around the house that I want to get done. So it's all working out well. I will start doing flying feathers sat down of an evening at some point, I think. Never know. At the moment, it's not my plan. My plan is to get everything de-kitted and kit up another small painting, on video, but kit up another small painting, and then I may decide to keep flying feathers as extra WIP Chats. I may decide to do a bit of it in my own time. I suppose it depends if it feels as though it's getting a little bit boring, / how time is, / how much I'm enjoying doing this one in an evening or not. At the moment I'm enjoying doing a section or 2. Sometimes I do a section, then I go do something else around the house, and then I'll come back and do another section. Sometimes I just decide to do the one and I get caught up doing something else. So, but it'll be really nice to make some really good progress on one of my Heaven and Earth designs, make a really good dint in some of it. And I think this is the best one to start making a dint in, because it's only 1 case of diamonds. It's this case of diamonds, and that's it. I'm not dealing with 4 different cases like I have for my bigger one. Okay, I am going to zoom you in a bit. Not as much as I normally do on a painting, but I am going to zoom you in a bit so you can see a bit clearer. I'm working with the little zesty tray and the limited edition pen for April, because this has been my go-to pen at the moment, and the zesty size tray works really well for this. So I've done my 310 first. I find doing the 310 gives me a very good reference point. It's a lot easier to do the 310 first. And then I'm working from the top down, which leaves my whites, my 2 different types of whites, till right at the very end, which is a lot easier. I have done, I think, the first section, or a section I did do on camera. I decided to do the white first because there was a lot of it, and it was so hard to follow the pattern afterwards, because Pattern Keeper colours it in the colour that the actual diamond is. So in this case it's coloured it in black, but for white it just made it white, and it was, yeah, it was not easy to follow. So I've found on this painting the easiest way is do the black and then start from the top, work my way down, and yeah, it's just easier to track. We do have quite a bit of a scattering. What I have also noticed is the last 5200s, B5200s, which is pure white, that I topped up my diamonds with, were a true, like, pure white. And the diamonds that I'd been using before that seemed to be more of an off-white. So I have actually noticed here it's not as noticeable, it's a little bit more scattered, but I have noticed that there is a line going across here where this is a brighter white than this. I'm going to see how it looks when it's all finished. I probably will still be like, that's okay. If it really stands out to me as noticeable, my stopper got a little stuck then. If it really stands out to me as noticeable, then I may just change a few around so it's a bit more of a scattering. But we'll see how we go. Did I actually do all of them then? I didn't. What was I doing? I have no idea what I've just done. Okay, pay attention, Rebecca. I got this section done, but that wasn't everything. Okay, let's try that. Let's try actually doing all the diamonds. Would be helpful before I got rid of a colour. So yeah, I am going to consciously make sure that I am continuing to use the pure white, and also the 3865. I actually have quite a bit of a yellow colour mixed in with there. I'm going to consciously not use those, and hopefully it will make things a little bit more uniform. My 762 is also quite mixed up, but there's not as many blocky colours of that. So I think I'm going to be all right with that. Well, that's why I had my stopper in the wrong way around. That's why it was too tight in one way and not in another. Okay, comments and questions. Let's see how many of these I can get through while doing a heaven and earth design, because I'm obviously already losing my marbles with this one. Lisa's colouring corner. She says she loves Hannah Lynn's pictures, and both in her colouring books and in diamond paintings. Oh, I didn't realise she did colouring books. So both in colouring books and diamond paintings. She's working on a big diamond colouring project that came out, but she's also working on a Hannah Lynn diamond painting, Off to the Ball, she says, which she's doing, which is a big one. She's doing it for an event this month. It is apparently the Hannathon 3. She said, are you doing yours for the event too? No, I haven't actually heard of that event. Or I don't tend to take part in other events. I've got nothing against them at all. I do my own. I tend to just do the diamond painting events that I do. So the June Waffle and the December Advent. They tend to be the only diamond painting things I do. I think that's just because a lot of it is time. Sometimes I may have the time to potentially take part in another event, but it's then whether it crosses into my time for preparing my own YouTube videos, and I don't want to do that. So I haven't particularly seen any other events in the groups that I'm in. There is some groups that I'm in, you know, that I follow, or I might, you know, comment and help people out, but I don't tend to be, you know, if I'm going to be active in any Facebook group, I'm more active in our Facebook group, and sometimes even that can be lacking depending on time. But no, I've not heard of the Hannathon. Is that in the Diamond Art Club group? Because I'm in that, but I've not seen it. But having said that, I tend to just see what comes up on my newsfeed rather than clicking on the group and actually reading through all the posts like I do with my own group. So maybe I've just completely missed it, maybe. And it's just not been on my radar. Sounds fun though. I'm all for multiple different types of events, being out for multiple different ways and things for diamond painting, and people have got more chance to join in then maybe when they have got the time, rather than missing or feeling like they're missing loads of events because they just don't have the time to do them, which is a bit of a shame. I thought there was still a diamond stuck in my tray then. Okay, that's that one. 414. Jess Diamond Paint, she said, yay for another WIP and Chat this week. Yeah, you're inundated with WIP and Chats at the moment. Definitely inundated. I'm really enjoying them though, because it is giving me a nice chunk of time to diamond paint and to get diamond paints done. Though, when I did start planning the videos that I needed to film for this week, I actually realised that not only was it the WIP and Chats, but the fact that I had the spare storage or spare storage one to sort out that was put up yesterday, and the WIP and Chats that I've got coming up, and the fact that I'm doing my logbook, I realised you've got quite a few long videos coming up this week. So I hope you guys all like long videos, because there's probably going to be a few of them, all going well. She says the glue dot thing, she says, is hard for some people, mostly because it is a climate / pen / pressure dependent, which is very true. She says some people are harder pressers than others. Yes, that's true in diamond painting. Some people can push down a lot harder on the diamonds. I think I'm fairly soft with my diamonds. If I feel like the glue isn't, you know, super sticky or anything like that, I tend to roll over my diamond painting after I finish to help things, you know, to bond with the adhesive rather than using my pen. But some people do definitely, you know, push down harder. Not that it's a wrong thing to do, it's just the way they do it. She also said some people live in very humid areas, and that can affect both the wax and the glue dot. Also, she says if you did have wax in your tip before putting glue dots in, it can be a struggle, which it can. It's like the residue from the wax that you had in there before. It can not help the glue dot to stay in place and stay where you want it to, and that can make it harder. So Jess does say, and I completely agree with her, she says, I say stick with whatever you love. Yes, stick with what suits you, whether it be wax, glue, museum clay, I think it's another one, double-sided tape people have used. Whatever suits you, stick with it. Because if it works, then you can diamond paint, and at the end of the day, the idea is that you can enjoy diamond painting. And whatever glue you use in your pen tip, as long as it enables you to do it, then what does it matter? Okay, where are we up to? We've only got a few of these. We have got a lot of white in this one. There's a lot of the colours that come later on. But there's a little scattering now of like greens and different shades of grey. Partly helping make up this doorway over here. Tend to find that you get a lot of the greens and stuff when you want that sort of shading bringing in. Any more for any more? We have one over here. There's quite a few blocks at the other end of this that are just black as well. I've gone through quite a bit of black doing this. Okay, Lisa's Colouring Corner. She also says, are there different series in the in-depth series? Are all of them numbered so that you know which one to start with? And then each one after that. She'd like to start reading them or listening to them on Audible. Audible does have sort of the book order, like it will tell you whether it's book 1, book 2, etc. but it's a bit tricky to find it sometimes. So on some of the in-depth books, not all of them, which is why it's tricky to find the list in the first place, is I'm not sure if Naked in Death, which is the first one, by the way, actually shows you. But when you click on like the book to read the synopsis, it will have a hyperlink to the in-depth series, which will then show you the books and the order of the books. Audible does know the order of the books, because when you finish one and it pops up with a recommended, it will give you the one after. So the next in the series, it will show you that. So it definitely knows what they are. So once you've started on one, i.e. Naked in Death, you're probably going to keep getting prompted with the next one. There isn't so much different series within the series. It is just a really long continuation of their life. But there are little novellas within that are short stories that you can get on Audible. Sometimes I find they're actually cheaper to buy the book than use an Audible token, because of course they're a lot shorter. They're about 3 hours on Audible. But what I tend to do myself, just because I prefer to have that reference list, is I actually have a screenshot of the books in order. JD Robb does have a website, and they will give you the books in order, and they will tell you the novellas. So it will be classed as like 16A is the shorter one. So you've got 16, which is the in-depth book, 16A, which is a novella, and then 17. I use that for reference, just to confirm that I am definitely on the next book. But yeah, I have a screenshot of that I just keep in my favourites in my photos. And I know then, say, it is going in the right order. That I put in the wrong place. You, sir, need to go further up. And this is not a slidey canvas, because it's double-sided tape, so I'm just going to peel it off and then stick one back on. So yeah, it's not so much series in series. You don't have to read the shorter stories, but I like them. I like them all. I like all of them. But yeah, it's an epic series to go through. It will keep you busy for hours and hours and hours. I'm gonna have to check for some more 3072 soon enough. It seems to be the pot I am the lowest on. Okay, let's get those. Lady Dax, she says, wow. She said, since she made the comment that I'd read out today, which was actually 2 weeks ago from today, she has finished and hung her Diamond Art Club's Mixing Magic, Diamond Art Club's Mixing Magic, and she's doing the last 2 sections on her Diamond Art Studio Picasso, which I know she's now finished. She says she has to say the piggy has been wonderful to work on. I do like working on the Diamond Art Studio squares, they're so nice. She has quite a few larger ones in her stash, she says, so what to do next? She'll pop a couple of pictures up and let the group decide. That's always a good one. If you don't use an app to help you decide which painting to do next, then use the group. Use the group, put some pictures up, put a poll up and see where it takes you. It's really quite fun letting the group decide which one to do next. She says, glad puppy Luna is settling in well. She is. We keep learning new stuff every day with her, you know, from Instagram is one of them. There's somebody I follow on Instagram that does lots and lots of different sort of training tips, and I feel like I'm picking a load up from them. And quite a few things, like when she does puppy nipping, you know, at us and stuff, sometimes she would listen and stop when you tell her to stop. And sometimes she would be distracted with a toy when you tell her to stop. And other times she is just not going to stop whatever you say. And it was actually one of those videos that made us realise that that is actually when she's tired. And she needs to have a sleep. She just is a puppy, so she just doesn't want to. And that is basically once she stops listening to stopping where she normally would, and decides she's not going to, then she's tired. So we have started popping her in her pen when she does that. And she does. She settles down and she goes to sleep. It's amazing. Okay, so this 3865 is one that I have some really, really yellow diamonds in. And I'm trying to eliminate them. So I did actually pick out some at one point. I was picking them out of the tray and getting rid of them because I've got no idea what colour they should be. But that is tedious. So what I've decided to do now is to tip less, because this colour is used quite a lot, this 3865. I'm going to tip less into my tray so that I can take out the ones that I want, i.e. the lighter whites, put them on the canvas, which is a process I do anyway, and then tip, hopefully then, at least, you know, every now and then, I will just have a tray with some of this darker yellow in that I don't want. And I'll just tip them into the bin. And then I'll tip some more in if needed. So that's my plan. So I am actually wheedling out at the moment sort of the off-white colour rather than the yellow colour, and I'm leaving the yellow in the tray, and hopefully I'll be able to then throw them. What I consciously need to do when I'm doing this is not tip many diamonds into the tray. So normally, because there's quite a lot of this colour all over, I would tip quite a few in. Whereas I am consciously not doing that now. I'm trying to tip only a few in so that I can wheedle out the ones that I don't want. And when I go to top this up, when the pot becomes empty and I top it up, I'm going to be conscious over which ones I top it up with. And try and make sure that the ones I pull out of my spares are more of an off-white than a yellow. But we shall see how we go. It's not as noticeable in this one as it is between the white and the bright whites, but it is definitely there. And sometimes I'm not going to find many at all. Hopefully it will wheedle down that I won't find anywhere near as many, but they are completely mixed in. And I don't even know if I'm going to get to the point where I'm going to pull all the white ones out on this one. Okay, 1, 2, then 3, 4, Make sure I'm getting these in the right place, preferably. 1, 2. No, have I just put that in the wrong? No, I've not. 1, 2, and then 3. This is where it can get a little bit confusing, and sometimes I just need to mark them off so that I can figure out where it is that I'm up to. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm actually not going to get through all of the white diamonds that are in my tray at the moment. So I must have even tipped out too many for this. But that's fine, because I will just tip all of them back in to my pot. And next time I will probably have less of the white that I do need in my tray, and I'll be able to tip out more. It'll figure itself out, is my plan, is my thought. Right, White Heaven. Let's finish this section off. And this one has all come from the same painting. So this is a bright white now for everything. And if it really annoys me for the top ones, I'll either pull most of them out or I'll pull a few out so that it is a bit more of a scattering. I just want to get these couple of diamonds that are out in the sticks and not in this main design, so I can actually see where I'm going. Okay, I'm also moving my computer up a little bit so that I can get to the comments a little bit easier while I'm doing this single colour and see how many we can get through. But I do have some more flying feathers to do this week, so I can always fit more comments and questions in with that type of canvas. That should be a little bit easier. Judy, she says she has noticed that the more humid the room is, the less sticky the canvas glue and the glue dots are. She says even putty gets squishier. It's not ideal when diamond painting. So yeah, it does seem like humidity can make a big difference, and that means it's especially more so depending on where you live, will depend on what works for you. And sometimes it will depend on the season where you live to what works for you. And there's no right way or wrong way, especially in relation to whatever glue you decide to use for your diamond painting. Whether you use wax glue dots, putty, whatever you decide to use, if it works, continue with it because it works. So enjoy the process. Lewis says, love a whip and waffle. Thank you very much. Sue, she says, hi Rebecca, thank you for your whip and chats and your diamond art tips. She said, Mother Earth is beautiful and she is on her wish list. Look forward to your next video. She says, have a great day from Sydney, Australia. Thank you. She was a really, really nice one to do. And I think I only picked her up because Megan wanted one. One that Megan's wanted, is it the King's Path? I think she'd wanted it for a while. It came back into stock because we were getting them shipped over, of course, from the States. I was like, well, I need one as well. So I went browsing and she caught my eye and I picked her up and I've absolutely loved doing it. The bright colours made it so enjoyable. And even though it was a round, I think I prefer rounds from Diamond Art Club. I've had a lot better experience with rounds from Diamond Art Club. I will stick to Diamond Art Studio maybe for my squares. Though having said that, if I do fall in love with a picture from Diamond Art Club, they don't tend to offer round or square in their choices. They decide which one it's going to be in, whether that be round or square. They don't tend to give the customer the option of which one. Yeah, so if there is an image that I really like and it's only available in square, then maybe I'll give their squares another go. I've done 2 squares from Diamond Art Club. One was a wolf, or a fox, sorry, a fox painting, and one was a Mandy Manzano painting. One of them was really good drills and one of them were awful drills. So if a design that I really like comes out in a square, maybe it will give me a chance to determine which way they're going to tip. To really good or really bad. Time will tell. Nancy, she says, thank you for another great whip and waffle, Rebecca. As always, she said she enjoys listening to me while she diamond paints. Good luck with Luna. She said she is cute and she will make a good addition to your family. She will. She is settling right in. She just needs to learn to sleep even if we move. That's what she needs to learn. Because otherwise, a lot of the time, what stops her going to sleep is the fact that somebody dared to move. And she was too interested in where they were going and what they were doing. Even though she is absolutely exhausted and seems flat out, she's not. She is on full alert. She says, Nancy said she has been wondering if I have decided what my canvas choice will be for June. She's looking forward to her first event. She has the winter tree on order. So the winter tree I did last year from Star Raw. And her plan is to do that one that I did last June, but on another month to be determined. I've not actually decided which canvas to do for June. I think I had a couple in mind last time and settled on that Star Raw painting because I saw it come through on like an email and I was like, I absolutely adore this painting. I need to do it. And I did it. I've not actually decided what to do for the next one. I'm not sure whether to do. There's a couple of things, you see, that I could do. Here we go. Let me throw these out to you. So I could do a 30 by 40 painting, which is what I often do. I often don't go bigger than 30 by 40 due to, you know, the time actually filming a whip and waffle before each night, you know, the day before for the following day. So I can't have something that takes too long to do per section due to the fact that, you know, it's also on school nights or work nights, should we say, that I'm filming. So I either do a 30 by 40 from my stash or an idea that's just popped into my head, and it has popped into my head while I've been reading out this comment. The other option is that I get some more of the Paint Gem mini paintings. So I've done one of the national parks. I've also done the cocktails and I've done the houseplants. And they've already been done. Like, I didn't even think of these for this event, say, prior to this comment. But I could get a few sets of the mini paintings and actually do one mini painting per day. I quite like that idea because it's a little bit different. Might be a nice, say, fun, different way to do a painting a day throughout the month of June. And I'll get a few different sets so that I can do 40 paintings for the day, for the month. Sorry, 30 paintings over the course of the month, and just pick a different one from a different set each time. Let me know what you think, because I do kind of like that idea. But if that idea is going to happen, I may need to get them ordered a little bit sooner rather than later. Depends on their stock levels. Their shipping is pretty quick, but to have it ready for the beginning of June and to be able to get it kitted up before June Waffle, I might need to get a wriggle on. Maybe I just use it as an excuse to buy some anyway. Because they've been really, really fun to do, and there's a few different sets that are really nice. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Maybe I will get ordering some little mini paintings from Paint Gem, and then people can either choose to do a full painting or do some mini paintings. But at least if you get to watch one video, then you know you get to see a painting completed, and they take between 45 minutes and an hour, probably an hour when it comes to actually WIP and chatting, because it can take longer while chatting, depending on how much I pause to read the comments. I try not to do it too much because I'm conscious that you can't see anything on the screen if I'm just here holding my pen. But yeah, that might be a nice idea to sort of mix it up a little bit for this year. Because at the end of the day, it's about waffling and diamond painting, isn't it, primarily? That's the primary reason we do the June Waffle, is to chat and to diamond paint a little bit each day, and people can then always decide if they want to do a big diamond painting. They could do a small section on a big diamond painting each day and, you know, not necessarily complete a painting. It's not about having paintings completed, it's about doing some of a painting each time. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. But I will be doing a June Waffle. Sarah Jane, she said she does use, she used to do her pots 1 to 30 in her case, so she used to just number them 1 through to 30, but she says she has tried my way of numbering them with stickers. She said it's so much easier now. Before it was tricky, she said, because if she had washi tape on the side, you know, to cover that little bit of excess glue, if it covered her ledger that told her what part goes where, she struggled then to find the numbers. She says, so thank you for your tips. She says they honestly help us. Well, I am so glad that it helps you. I know there are a few people that just number their stickers in that way, and some other people have suggested other ways of doing it by not drawing the symbol on and just putting the number 1 to whatever and then the DMC number. The reason I use the stickers, and I do a very bad drawing often of symbols when I use stickers, is I don't want to look at the legend down the side of the painting. It could be rolled up, tucked over the other side of my easel. It could be right down in the bottom right hand corner. Sometimes, you know, half covered by my blanket if it's cold and I'm sitting down. It just can be out of the way. I want to look in the least amount of places possible, in effect, to find out what diamond I want. That's why I think that, you know, working on this cross-stitch pattern is a little bit harder sometimes, because you are doing that 1, 2, 3 for the colours, whereas when I put the stickers on, it is straight from the canvas to my pot. Get my pot, back to the canvas. I'm actually missing out that middle step. Now with this I have to, because it's a cross stitch pattern, but I definitely don't have to on a normal diamond painting. Right, I've definitely finished all that square. So I'm just telling the app to highlight all finished sections in the square. If I tell it to do it on the page, it will select all the ones I've got here, but it will select a load of them over here as well, and it'll mess things up. Sarah Jane also says, she says, my glue dots, she said, do leave residue sometimes, but her room is warm as she has 3 large topical fish tanks that sit at 27 degrees. Yeah, I have found that since it started to get a little bit warmer here, I say a little bit, it's definitely more spring weather. Really enjoying it, even if I did have a towel blow off the line the other day. But as it is getting warmer here, especially if the room is warm of an evening, because sometimes it can get a bit nippier, so you turn the heating on and sometimes you turn it on too high to try and get the room warm. I have found that my glue dot can sometimes leave a little bit of residue. So I can imagine heat will do it more. But I've not found it, I haven't found it does it anywhere near as much as wax. And it does come off, though it doesn't come off as easily as wax. So maybe it depends on, I say, humidity and stuff as to which one works best for you, which one you can clean up any residue from easier than the other. Because I have got, I don't think that's glue dot, I think that came off the diamond, but it's taken a little bit more to get rid of. Okay, right, I think I'm done. So let me highlight those and then let's just do those. Section done. That is, looks like we've got another bird here. Looks like another dove. But that is another section done in my mini beautiful lights. I've got through a few questions. Not too many, but I have more WIP and Chats coming this week. So eventually I should get to the point of being all caught up. We'll just see how long that takes me. I'll be sure to bring this back, this Heaven and Earth design back again at some point. I need to make sure that I shut down the app on my tablet, because otherwise it goes funny when I load up the next time. But I did manage to get the rest of this strip finished, and this is where you can see with the white there is sort of this line because of the diamonds and the colour of the diamonds. So I may have to try and fix that and mix it up a little bit and make this a bit more white than an off-white. I'm not going to pull out the chart and try and do it too in depth. I'll leave a few scattered around and I'll just pull out the part in the middle. We'll see how I feel. For now, I'm going to go on the basis of getting diamonds down, but it's getting there. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.